Lots of lists, lots of discussions. So we're going to be looking at a lot of Sky Striker. We have some live twin Eldritch, and we have some stray Extravaganza decks for you guys today out of, well, the other parts of the world. So guys, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss out on excellent content. And let's dig it on to this beautiful breakdown, shall we? Alright, so we're going to be starting off here with the deck list from New Zealand for Your Move TCG events, and I'll leave a link down below. You guys can check them out. The first list we're going to be looking at here is going to be Live Twin Eldritch. Now, this is sporting off the beautiful new card that they just got in the set. You play one of it. Eventually, when we get on into Lightning Overdrive, you will add the new Kishikil monster into the strategy. Looking at ratios here, this build is very, very standard. Double Ice Dragon Prison. You're still playing the same engine that you're doing here. And Peter B did very wonderful for adapting towards the strategy. And I must say that for a more basic built formula for the format, this still does work for the Tier 2 category, I do think. So there are plenty of other Eldritch variants that a lot of players would argue are a lot stronger, and that is what it is. But I am happy to see that Live Twins are functionally making rounds in the format and finding success, because this deck is a lot of fun, alright? Next up, we have Gravekeepers Dragoon, and this was second place. Now, we originally saw this deck coming out of an Extravaganza a while back, and I was very mystified to see what this deck could actually do. And who knew? Evidently opening up Necro Valley plus, Hand Rip or Dragoon is just devastating to the format. You actually have a very hard time recovering from that, and it just puts you into such a worse position. So, congratulations to Thomas here, showing to the world that Dragoon is a busted card, and in combination with how amazing Necro Valley is for slowing down the state of the game, players are just they can't grind out half of these strategies right now. So it is quite impressive to see the power of this. Next up, we have, this is where I said we're going to get into the Sky Striker breakdown here. So fourth place out of this was I would say a going second striker deck. We have Mr. Evenly Matched. That way you can slap that bad boy on the table. You can look at your opponent and offer them the handshake because you just broke their board. Eldritch players will tell you that getting evenly matched is one of the worst feelings in the world. Our extra deck is pretty much dedicated to the same resource tree that it's been. I know a lot of players at the beginning were trying to play Selene and trying to get cheesy with their link climbing engine. That doesn't appear to be the case with this build. We've shifted away from that, and we've started going more towards the going second approach with this. I do think the going second striker is very viable for what it is, but I am excited to see, well, at least something like this. What I think the last successful striker variant I saw was actually the striker Eldritch deck, and everybody and their mother was like, what in the world? Also, we're back on the norm here for double rows for this, which is actually very nice. And then the last variant I have for you guys here for striker is Darren H's list. Now, this build is going to use the 4 Mud Skipper to basically become a Sky Striker, allow you to climb on up, and then you can access the Parallel Exceeds at that point. Once you have access to the Parallel Exceeds, you'll be able to link climb up and do other things. We're also playing the Toon engine in here, that way to, filter Toon Table, get to the Cyber Dragon. Cyber Dragon gives you access to contact with something if you need to. Once you have the 3 Toon Tables in there, you'll be able to access more of your basic spells for the extra effects. Outside of that, we're doing a little bit more extra stuff in this, which is a good thing. All right, I'm very happy to see that. Also, Rose in here getting some love at 3. Main reason for that is because we're going to be emphasizing to go for the Utopia double package. Yeah. I really do hope that if you're a Sky Striker player and you are considering like a going second variant or a more OTK variant, there's so much that you can do with Striker. I haven't really heard a right answer as of making this video. I think a lot of players have a lot of different opinions on how they want to approach the deck, and I think that that's a good thing, honestly. More opinions is necessarily a good thing, in my opinion. Next up, we're going to be looking at the Extravaganza results that the Phoenix Brotherhood shared with the world. Now, looking at this is actually really cool. We got our first look at Harpie Brigade. Now, this isn't necessarily going to be one of those you should run out and play Harpies. No. this is one of those, hey, be aware that this deck is evolving. Players are looking to play this particular engine, and they're finding some sort of cool success with it, man. All right, you can find me a time where you get to play Harpies and enjoy the deck. I'll take it, all right? So basically, remember, they're all Winged Beast. You get access to cool things. Also, you can treat any Harpie monster as a tuner to make the synchro. So you get access to some more cooler plays to put additional monsters into the graveyard. So think about that, all right? Got to load down those Winged Beast stuff. So 15th place here from Phoenix of the Brotherhood actually was Harpie Brigade. Now, that being said, though, we also have first place out of the Extravaganza for this event was pure Prank Kids. And I've said previously here, one of the main reasons why we find success with this deck is because of time constraints. Under Konami time rules, guess what? All right, you're able to hit that game 3. Oh, your opponent's in bad shape. Oh, well, oops, sorry. I just burned you. Teehee. Like, there's not really much you can do about that. Or, oh, I suddenly gain life points, all right? Also, this deck is one heck of a Mystic Mind Magnet. Also, that's right, you see a skill drain down there. Skill drain Gober. Skill drain slows down the pace of the game, puts your opponent into this really bad position, and, well, unlike Adamantipator or Prank Kids, you know, this deck is already one card engine, go, 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 go. You don't have to worry about anything else. The rest of the engine just self-replaces itself. So, if you want a deck that is really good in official events, approach this deck, give some consideration to this. This is really probably one of the best strategies that you can pick up straight out of the box and go, all right, let's have some fun. All right, so just saying. Also, triple needle sealing, by the way. What kind of monster are you? Like, I look at this deck and I'm like, this man's a genius. All right, like, this deck straight just is going to ruin somebody's day. Needle sealing? All my friends float, by the way. It's actually absurd. All right, next up, we have Drytron. Now, there's nothing too particularly exciting I want to point out about this. This is more of a little callback to some of the previous versions. We are not playing Pot of Desires. We're not playing Pot of Prosperity. I know a lot of players are like, but you need Prosperity. Yes, you can play it, but this was Indigo's list from their team, and I figured I'd go ahead and share this with the world. That way you guys can get a look and be like, oh, all right, so it's standard Drytron. Yes. Yes, it is. Nothing ever really changes with this deck. It always stays very basic. So, good news. If you're like, oh, I need Pot of Prosperity for this, it helps, but it's not the go-to snap, I have to spend money on this. All right. Now, we have some more cool list here. So, Remote Duel Extravaganza in France. Yves here took Dogmatica, Shadal, invoked to the event, and found themselves in second place out of the main event. And this is absolutely wonderful, man. I think, what was it? Out of the UK Extravaganza, too, we saw a really weird pile. What was it? 16th place, 15th place? It was like, how many polymerizations can you slap into a deck? And it looks like we're at least finding more success here with dolls. So if you're a rogue player and you love Shadalls, you're going to find yourself in that better place right now, being like, oh, I can do this. Also, only the 2 El Shadal fusion in here. To be honest, the quick playing does make some difference, but you do have to make room for things like invocations and things like that in the deck. So, looks like it worked out really good here. Next up, France main event, first place. Oh boy, it's Virtual World again. Once again, we have no Pot of Prosperities in the main deck. We've chosen to go down the Desire route. Maybe it's because they didn't have them available to them. I can understand that. But with that being said, though, Virtual World won all 3. Germany, UK, and the France Extravaganzas. How disappointing is that to hear for your metagame? Next up, France third place. Zodiac Eldritch, with a little splice of Dogmatica in here, alright? We do have, 3 copies of Dear Servant to get to our 1 copy of Ecclesia for our 1 punishment. Nice little side package for the format. Alright, and then the last list we're going to cover for this was France, 4th place. It is Adamantipator, but this is not playing the Prank Kids engine. This is a little bit different. So, This kind of calls back to some of the previous versions here. We actually are playing the one trap card in here, which is absolutely wonderful. We're all using the stones to draw cards. Like I said, this is a little bit slower compared to some of the other variants. TCG America's tried to patch some of the holes with the deck by making the Emancipator Praying Kids version, but I do understand that this particular build does work out really nice. So the France Extravaganza results, very interesting, to say the least. So what do you guys think about this deck breakdown? Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And I'll see your beautiful faces back here later on today for some more cool, awesome content. Peace out, guys. Have a good one. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCall40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCall40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcallgames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.